Yo, good morning, everybody. What's up? Holy smokes, what is happening, Dean? How are you, brother?
Oh, gravy, dude. Yeah, feeling good. Had a fun day at
That's
work.
it.
Dynamite was
Nice.
awesome. It was great to have Dynamite back because this is the first one we've had for 3 weeks. We had 2 weeks of Fighter Fest and Fight for the Fallen. So this is an actual triple D, isn't it? Dynamite with Dezzie and Dean.
Exactly.
So it's good to be back in that regard.
Yeah,
Awesome
exactly,
show.
man. Back on the job. And what is this? Oh my gosh, what the heck is this? Wow, this little beauty
Sick
came in the mail
T-shirt is what it
finally.
is.
Yeah, sick t shirt indeed. Zazzle.com. Check it out. Search it
Look
up
like
there.
two handsome fellas, them, on the
Yeah,
shirt.
definitely a couple of handsome dudes on the T-shirt here. Triple D Wrestling Entertainment. We're coming at you. We got a whole bunch of stuff planned. We've actually got a whole bunch of things in the works right now. Dean has done some downloading, and we will be making some announcements shortly. We're very excited about this. Just another dimension of what Triple D is going to be bringing to you. Because guess what? Dynamite with Dezzie and Dean is not the top of the mountain. No, 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 no. We're at like that. We're at that place at the mountain where you're like, oh, let's set up camp. How much longer do we have to go? And then you look up and you see the summit is way beyond the clouds. That's where we are right now. That's where we are right now. But without further ado, without any more hesitation, let's get into the program here. Like he said, AEW Dynamite, July 22nd. What a show. What a show. And immediately we break off with Cody coming out for his TNT Championship. It's an open challenge. They said Indie Star was going to be doing it. There was the rumbling on the internet that I read. People were talking about it was going to be a big Indie Star. It got me thinking, who could it be? They already got Ricky Starks came out previously. Who would it be? Who would it be? And oh my gosh, was I blown away. Blown away. Eddie Kingston making his debut here at AEW, which I hope is it's a debut. Obviously, they're doing the whole, sign Eddie Kingston now as a hashtag. But wow, this guy is intense. And I'm surprised that they were able to let him on the show because he's got such a mouth on him. And so he was able to swear a bit. And I thought that was awesome. But he challenged Cody to a no DQ match, which I thought was so badass, man. Like Eddie fucking Kingston on the show. Thought it was badass as hell. He's whipping the shit out of Cody, man. This match, you watch this show, is really what it comes down to already. Just, you could stop watching this show, right? Stop watching us and just go find a way to watch Dynamite, man. Because this match was just worth it. So worth the money. I should talk Cody a lot. I do. I should talk Cody a lot because of the way that he's being used or the way he's using himself, really. You know, what Cody H, right? You know what I mean? Cody H, Triple C, whatever you want to call yourself. Um, this was amazing. Cody is such a great wrestler. Like, I forgot in my notes right here. I forgot to take notes. This is so fucking wild. Oh my god, those tacks. Eddie Kingston exclamation points. Damn, I forgot. I thought he was gonna have to be the one to take that one. I honestly, when he busts out the tacks, I was like, okay, dude, you're just writing your own ticket here, man. You're writing your own ticket. You're gonna have to take these tacks. Like, wow, that was an incredible match. Right away, though, so right, I've got a bad knee right there. Looks like he hurt his knee. Looks like Kingston had some knee problems. And as somebody with knee problems, I was feeling that, man. I was like, ooh, that's got to be like hard. So, I mean, the match ended with Cody taking the figure four out and making him tap. But wow, man, I don't know. I was absolutely blown away by this thing. I'm so happy that Eddie Kingston even just appeared on AEW. To me, this was a killer start to the show. I could have just left after this. I think I joked with Lisa, I was gonna start smoking cigarettes because it was just that crazy. I was just gonna have a fucking, there we go. See this? Eddie fucking Kingston, man. Like, it was that crazy. It was
Yes,
that
let's.
nuts. That nuts. Dean, what'd you think of the opening fight here, man? And it
I
was a
thought this
fight.
was a fantastic opening to show. And personally, I had no idea who Eddie Kingston was. No idea. But it did say debut. They did mention it was a debut, so it seems like legit. But so I had no idea who he was. It only
Yeah.
took 5 minutes of him on the mic, and I was sold because I was like, yeah, he talks about Cody, you talk about grinding and stuff, and it's like, yeah, Vince McMahon didn't give you everything you wanted, but your name value you still got you everywhere beyond that point, you know. So when he's talking about a group of alcoholics and like drug abusers and stuff, and I've had to grind for what I've got, so it's like people are booing him. I'm like, no man, I'm well on your side. So I thought
Yeah.
this promo were great, and then when he's like, oh, it's a no DQ match, but I've got to ask Cody, what are you gonna do? I loved it. I like no idea what it was. I was so invested, and I was like, yes, please. This was a fantastic match. And like you say, the thumbtacks were even though we know this DQ, the thumbtacks were the only thing that came out. So I thought for a while, like, oh, we hadn't seen any weapons. But like you're on about his knee, he exposed the concrete, didn't he, to try slam Cody on it, and that's how he damaged his knee. And obviously that was a bit of a tail of the match there, where he had to like push through it, grind through it, as you were. But he did some great selling from him from that via the knee. So I liked that. Like you say, chop the shit out of Cody. It was great, man. I like to say Cody. We've been bashing him a lot recently, not because of his work, not because of who he is, but like his ego bit getting a bit out of whack. So it was nice to see. It felt like he was getting knocked down a peg or two, even though he got the win. It was a clever way to get the win. Like obviously Eddie Kingston had asked for an ODQ, which he exposed the concrete. He had damaged his own knee via that, and that was ultimately what finished him. So it sort of, but it protects him though in his debut. And Cody had to grind the win out. But that power bomb on those drawing pins is what we'd call them.
Oh yeah.
He slammed him so hard. There were no light way to take that. They were stuck. He had to wrestle another 5 minutes with them all sticking out of his back. It looked brutal. But like you say, when he come out, I thought, normally the person who puts him out ends up taking it, done it, you know. But fair play to Cody. Fair play to Cody for taking that. Because like I say, he brought him down. He because sometimes we pack certain power bombs, they'll let you go. I thought Diesel's powerbomb, the jackknife powerbomb, I thought it was terrible. It's almost like his back went and he couldn't quite get him up, so he'd let him go. But this, no, he boom. And I was like, yes, Cody, fair play. So I thought that was a fantastic spot. And like I say, obviously, he won with the figure 4, which obviously damaged knee. So that does protect Eddie Kingston. And like, what a debut, what an opening to the show. I thought this was fantastic. And like I say, the focus we weren't picking flaws in Cody's game. It was just like, he did a good job in this match. Yeah. It was more to put the other guy over, which I like, because normally he's putting the other guy over, but like, I'm still better than him. It's all about me. They did well, whereas this were like, no, there's someone new here, and you need to pay attention. So I thought this was a fantastic opening to the show. I love this.
Yeah, for sure. At least, we were so busy. We had that group chat, but it was just becoming too obvious that we wanted to talk about the actual spoilers of the match. So it was just like messages like, holy shit, like, okay, this is fucking, that's what? Like, oh no. It was crazy. I had a great time with that match, honestly. Like I said, perfect way to open the show. And we got right back into the champion. We talked to Jon Moxley after this. He had a promo. Mox, obviously, man, I can't wait to see what's coming next for him. Just looking super cut here. You know what I mean? What did I say? I made a comment about how I would take that denim vest off with my teeth because it just looked like, And I'm like, man, I think AEW, these guys are just bringing something out of me, man. They're bringing all these repressed feelings out of me here, I think. They're wearing the old hat here, got the sunglasses on a Thursday morning, and it's like,
the hat is back.
The hat is back. Hashtag the hat is back. But Moxley, again, like I said, killer champion, man. This guy is just the man to be right now. The man to be and the man to beat. So I hope that we're going to see good matches coming up forward. I want to see more Brian Cage. Honestly, I don't think Brian Cage is done with that. I think it was a good way out. We'll talk more about that during the Brian Cage spot and stuff. But who's next? Who's next for Mox, right?
Yeah, I liked this from Mox. Like I say, just a few lines, but he just seemed like a legit badass. Like I say, he said, I'll do what I did what I said I would. Perfect. And it's a good way. You don't need your champion fully into it when he's that good.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta fight for him. All right, Lise, I'll do it.
Does Lise like Jon Moxley? I didn't know that.
I think so. I think she does.
She could have mentioned it.
Yeah, really, she could have been more open about it. Definitely. That's awesome. So then coming up here, we had MJF fighting off against Griff Garrison. Now, somebody who watches Dark like myself, man, I watch so much Dark. And by so much Dark, I mean I've seen a few episodes. But I'm not really heavy into it. But yeah, so Griff Garrison here, the Ivy League taught wrestler. And there's always this big thing between Taz, between the announcers, about like, is it really Ivy League? What college? Like this college isn't Ivy League, but he insists that he is. So it's kind of a gag. So I kind of already knew who Griff was going into this match. MJF putting on a good match here. Just beautiful promo, calling him Jungle Man. Holy shit. Like, talking about losing your shit on something, right? Talking about just somebody who's so good with a microphone, MJF, that he could just spin this gold, And you're just like laughing so hard. Okay, so there we go. And he nearly got pinned by the Ivy League Garrison. I thought, wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be a way to kick off somebody's career in AEW if you've built up this star over the last year in MJF and he's so big on this whole undefeated streak. And then you let this guy from Dark come in and just pin him. Oh my God, that was going through my head for a while there. But then of course he blasted him with the Heat Seeker, and Griff Garrison had no chance. What do you think of the match, man?
Well, they said on coming. I don't watch Dark, so I had no idea who he was. So I like the fact that I thought he was like some enhancement talent. So I thought, well, at least MJF interacting with him is building him up, giving a bit of character. But like they mentioned this Griff Garrison on commentary saying highly regarded, but I didn't see that during this match at all. Like you say, the roll up was the only thing he did, like literally the only thing he did. But MJF, whenever he's got the mic in his hand, I'm just there on the edge of my seat. I don't think I've ever heard a bad promo from him. He is fantastic. On the cruise, he was fantastic in character 24 hours a day. So I just thought this was great work from MJF. And then, like I say, at least I know Griff Garrison's name now via the things from before the match. And, you know, like you say, the roll up, because you did think, well, that was actually a bit close than that. But if you are going to do that, I'd rather it was someone else, because, like I said, I didn't get too much from him. But whenever MJF's on screen, I'm engaged. I love the man. He's absolutely fantastic. He's awesome. He just giving me a platform, putting me in centre here, Des, or he just vanished. As your hat fell off or something. But yeah, so like I say, MJF always good. Heat Seeker's a really good move. It looks devastating. So I really enjoyed that. Well, I don't know.
Holy shit, I'm so sorry. I was listening, but I had a phone call that came in that I had to take. It was for a medical appointment. Don't worry, I'm clean, girls. I'm clean. I'm just kidding. That's not.
He's not clean. Yeah.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I was joking about.
Doxycycline, 16 quid.
Oh, jeez, guys. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, man, that's awesome.
I thought, as you disconnected here, but how long do I talk before I have to do something about it?
You're just going on for like an hour. Back.
That's it, yeah.
On for an hour there. That's awesome. Okay, look, so before we go on here, we're being brought back here. Going back to Cody, though, I think Dean was right when he talked about a slow build story the other week. He's doing things he wouldn't normally do to hold on to the title. He's not a hardcore guy, but this week he's like, fuck it, let's go. I love how Lisa's like, this could just be the whole, like, this could be the Cody hour with Lise here. You know what I mean?
We probably could talk an hour a week, though, just about Cody. Yeah. So even though like some things are down on him sometimes and that, but at least, like say, he creates conversation, and that's awesome.
Yeah. No, like I said, I just, the guy's got all the right parts. To me, I compare him right now to my relationship with Roman Reigns in that I like the guy. I didn't like how he was being used. You know what I mean? Like, I think that right now, Cody with the TNT title, he's wrestling every week. It's a real gauntlet on him now. Like, it's just, somebody's going to beat him soon, and it's going to be because he's so worn out. Like, they have to put that into consideration, especially after this week. If he's going into a match next week, if they give him a good opponent, holy shit, this could be the end of the reign. And I think it should be, because Cody got it off to a really good start. The title has legitimacy now. It's been faced off against people from other organizations, big guys, little guys. He's built prestige for himself and the title by doing this in a short amount of time. You know, I was shitting on it for a long time, but I see the value in it now that the title is there. Let's put it on somebody else now, but who? That's why Kingston was such a good choice. I thought Eddie Kingston was going to win this title in his match last night. I thought this was going to be the end of it for Cody because it was way out of his realm. Because like Lee said, he's willing to do all this stuff, but holy shit, you know, like Meatloaf said, hey baby, I'll do a whole lot, but I'm not doing that, right? and getting powerbombed on Tax, right? Yeah, exactly. And so the Tax though, man, like holy shit, who wants to do that, right? And so the dude would be like, you know what? No, I'm good. You just take it, right? Like that was good because Kingston's dangerous, man. He's a dangerous guy. And like I said, he's super talented, right? I don't know a lot about him, but I know enough about him that I'm just like, yo, this guy commands attention. And he's tough as hell. Like, that's it. He's a strong, tough dude, right? And he's just real as fuck, right? That's what you want. And that's what we're seeing. You know, we're seeing a lot of these guys in that trend here in AEW. So, like, it's perfect.
But it's got to come to an end sooner, like I say, because if it goes too long, then it's just a case of what we've slightly been annoyed about. It's like, oh, no, it's a belt where you get a rub off, Cody. You know, and that's what it's for. You know, and that's like, you don't want it to be that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I'd rather like what Lisa said and what I was on about before, where he just sort of like breaks him and then someone. But I think it'll be someone who's already quite established, you know, for the legitimacy of the belt, you know, so it's second champion is someone we're aware of and behind.
I would love to see, honestly, just even for a transition, I would love to see Matt Hardy come in and like, Cody, take a break here, buddy. You're going really hard here. You're getting pretty stressed out. And then he loses the title to Hardy, who can then drop it off to somebody else, maybe Sammy or something. I would like to see. I just want to see Sammy with the title, honestly. But I think it'd be really good, yeah, like you said, if Cody, because right now it's just drawing on too long. It's coming out to a point now where it's like, okay, what was like it's like what Cornette said about how like Cody's trying to like he's thinking, oh yeah, by beating these guys, it's making them into a star, but it's like, no, it's not. That's not how it's working. You know what I mean? Like you're not building these guys up. It's not having that effect, right? So I'm like, okay, fine.
Yeah, because if they're unestablished and he's struggling to beat him as well, like, and just scraping over the line, then it doesn't do him any favours either. So it's one of,
yeah,
it can't go on too long. But it'd be interesting to see where they go with it.
Yeah, like have him do some dominant wins here. You know what I mean? Dominant wins.
But it seems like it will be his own downfall.
Yeah, MJF to dethrone Cody. Yep.
Yeah, I'd be quite okay with that. Yeah, I'd be well okay with that, to be honest.
Oh man, no, totally.
Well okay with that.
And he's earned it, man. Holy shit, has he earned it, right?
Oh, and imagine MJF with a belt on the mic. Yeah. Oh, yeah, down for that.
Let's do it. Tony, I know you're watching. Just make it happen here, man.
And then a face, Sammy Guevara takes it off MJF. Oh, Jungle Boy. Whoa, it's all right in itself. Here we go. Yes,
dude,
Pete.
We're writing these like, yeah, man. Oh, Pete, what's up, brother? Yes, Dean, man. We've been writing this for so long now, right? We've been saying this. MJF has to lose to Jungle Boy, but get the title first, right? Oh, man, no. For sure. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Sammy and Darby would also be great options. There's so many people that could work that thing for sure. For sure. And then we go to Britt Baker. Britt with her update there. Rebel's actually, it was an interview with Rebel, of course, right? Tony and Rebel were talking. And you hear Brittany yelling from the other room. It's like, oh, that's hilarious, though, man. I thought that was pretty awesome. Where it's like, finally, like, so what is your name? And it's like, Reba, get in here. And it was just awesome again. From Britt Baker, it's just awesome. But like you said, I think it's every week is too much. We already hear from her constantly during matches when Tony brings up the fact that Britt Baker passed me this note, or here's a shot of Britt Baker looking angrily at the match. But it was great, though. I love how she's like, why are you being such an asshole, Tony? That's great. I love it. Good lines. I had fun with it. I'm wondering, did she have a nose job or did she legit break her nose?
Yeah, the way they were pushing it, like, yeah, actually, I don't know. I did. It's a good job she's so good. Because, like you say, it's happening a lot, maybe too much, but she's really good. I liked it when she said suck it up, and you could just see Tony, like, breathe in and pull his buttons together. I thought that was such good work from Tony. I was like, yes. But then it was more Rebel, Reva, whatever you want to call it, like a bit more character work from her. Because we're on about Big Swole. Let her face Big Swole as, like, so Britt can live vicariously through her, and obviously Swole can get victories then, someone who's directly connected to Britt. And then, to keep that, because it's like, she said she's back for All Out, didn't she? But we've still got a little ways to go yet, so why not?
I would love it.
And then there's a reason for Britt to be there then as well, if she's like in a corner.
There you go, exactly. I would love it if Reba or Rebel, I think Rebel, right? But she's being called Reba. So I'd love it if she beat Swole straight up clean, and Swole was cool about it. They kept having like a nice, the rivalry kept going on. And then when Britt came to fight Swole, she couldn't do it. That'd be awesome if it would build that animosity between the two of them, right? The only purpose I see for teams is to split them up a lot of the time. So I'm just waiting, right? You just gotta like, oh, these guys are great together. Here's how we could split them up.
Well, that's every time I say Wardlow and MJF are a great team. I can't wait till Wardlow's had enough and Wardlow's face turned by smashing MJF. I personally like him to be the first person to beat MJF because I think that could be a great story told, and it's been told for a while. Because he sasses Wardlow every now and again, but then sort of like, hey, I'm only joking, big guy or whatever. Be great.
Oh, I forgot to pull up the title there for Britt Baker's update.
Time it.
yeah. So Brian Cage out with Taz again here, cutting a promo like he won't quit. He's not going to quit. He didn't quit. That won't happen again. And it's like, it's pretty. I was kind of like, okay, the guy that threw in the towel is telling us it's not going to happen again. I think it should have been Cage. You know what I mean? Like, I know he's your mouthpiece, but this is where you take the microphone just even for a second and step in front of him and say, that will never happen again. And that would have been a great moment for him to even muscle on Taz and like put his arm on Taz and be like, that won't happen again. Right, buddy? You know what I mean? Like, don't fucking do that again to me,
Yeah, that would have worked a lot better.
Oh, shit.
Hey, T.
Yeah, it's the
Taryn.
T in TDS.
We love
Taryn. Oh, what's up, Taryn? Man, honestly, I love our friends. You know, we have such good friends here.
Yeah,
If it wasn't for our friends, we'd be talking to ourselves. I swear to God. I swear to God.
at least we'll have each other, guys.
Well, we do
Oh,
though,
yeah,
right?
man.
And that's it, right? I'm never alone when I'm with Dean Christ.
You
There's
got me
only
on your
one set
chest
of
now, next
footprints.
to your heart now, aren't I?
That's
Right
it,
next to
man.
your heart now.
Oh man, yeah, bro.
You'll have
Right
to
here,
sleep in
dude.
that
Right here.
t-shirt.
Hey, I haven't taken it off since it came off the plane, dude.
Is that all you've got on?
It. I'm not gonna get up. I'm not getting up. That's for sure.
Well, you got the hat.
That's it. When you're wearing a hat, you're never naked. Right? You're never naked when you're wearing a hat. But yeah, Brian Cage. Darby Allin comes down. Ricky Starks back jumps him. I loved it. Cage. Oh my God, man, this was so good. Okay, so Darby comes out. Ricky Starks takes him out too. So we got Ricky and Cage now taking on Darby, and Cage powerbombs the shit out of Darby on the stage. Like just bang, holds him, takes him up, positions him, and throws him over the ropes into the second powerbomb. And Darby takes it like a champ for a guy that just got cleared to wrestle. Come on, man. This guy is. I love it. I love the physicality. I love the brutality. And again, this kind of just shows the exact lines between AEW and wrestling entertainment or sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? This is wrestling. They come out, it gets physical like right away, and it gets so physical. I loved it. Starks blasts Darby with his finisher there. I'm a big fan of Ricky Starks, man. You know, he's got that smarminess that I like. I think I really like that. Mox comes out for the save. Man, this is the levels of storytelling they're doing here. You know, you can see it as a fan. You're like, okay, you know, obviously 2-on-1, somebody's gonna save, and it's gonna set up a tag match. You know what I mean? Like that's just gonna happen here.
Well, yeah, because at the end of last week's show, when we had like we were talking about Darby interrupting after the main event and stuff, and because we were like, oh, what could they do here? Because you were like, is Darby going to be involved in the title picture? But I said like, oh, maybe can they do some tag stuff? But obviously, you need to pair Cage up with someone, so it seems like that's what they're doing. Because then you can still have the both feuds going, can't you? It keeps Cage near the belt, but why work it? Oh, I missed what she said there. What did I tell her?
Oh, is this her first time live?
No, awesome, and not the last, not the last.
Right. This is the reason. It's the reason to tune in Thursday mornings.
So yeah, so teaming him up with Ricky Starks, we can have you can have the Darby Allin and the Cage feud still going while the Mox and the Cage feud still going. It keeps him near that belt, doesn't it? So and also delays someone taking the belt off Moxley effectively. So we could see some tag stuff between them, and I'd be all for that.
No, absolutely.
And it's a good way it'd be a good way for via a tag for like Cage to effectively beat Moxley via Darby and and if he has to lose, it could be via Starks, So because if you have a tag match, you can't have Cage lose it really, because It's like, well, get that belt off him that you've just gifted him because clearly it's not worth it.
Yeah.
But it protect Mox if you have Darby, who can lose as many times as you want, and it's not going to lose a thing.
It's sort of what they've written themselves into, right? Because they've given themselves Moxley the champion versus Cage, this other champion, and you can't have them, like you just said, exactly. They can't both look weak, right? So they inject these other guys in there to take the falls for them.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Well, there should be some fun matches to come out of it anyway.
Yeah, oh, exactly, man. No, I'm looking forward to it again. Just more awesome storytelling, right?
But you were right about the Taz and Cage thing. Like, Cage should have grabbed the mic. That will not happen again. Yeah. He tapped me out. He threw in the towel for me, but you won't even get me in that position again. That'd be great.
It felt like an abusive boyfriend or a shitty boyfriend because it's like, hey, I won't hit her again. Like, you can't fucking tell him. Like, just what the fuck is that? Just an empty sorry. You know what I mean? Hey,
yeah, they want the best promo. They want the best promo.
You know what I mean? Like, I shit on Taz a lot, but I mean, Taz is intense, but use it in places, especially when Cage is so fucking huge, man. This guy is so big, man. I don't know what it is about me with big men. I think that's even a comment I made later on in another match. I think in Hager's match, I'm just like, why do I love big men so much? I'll say it later on again here. I think I just love big men.
Because you are a big sexy man, that's why.
Oh my God, this guy here, this is why I do the show. Taryn knows why I do the show. Is because you call me big sexy every week here. Fucking Deadly Draw. The Deadly Draw Women's Tag Tournament. Now, this is something we've been kind of talking about. I watched AEW Dark, a bit of Dark this week again. I flipped through Dark. Brandy was talking about how they were hoping to make a difference. They've got 4 wins now as the Nightmare Sisters. They want to make a difference in the women's division. And I was like, okay, so how long before we? Oh shit, there it is. Women's tag team tournament. How many thrown together tag teams can we make here to solidify this Brandy Rhodes dream of being a superstar?
Oh man, that's the first thing I thought. I was like, oh, they're doing a cup. I thought, well, that's good. They're not stupid enough to have belts because there ain't enough teams, there ain't enough women anyway. So it's like you have a cup the same way as MJS ring. You can present. You've got something you can hold at the end and still bring out to fights. But then instantly, I'm like, that's why Brandy's in a tag team. Of course, that's why she's in a tag team so she can win it and be seen. And I was like, because we were like, why is this? Her and Ali, why is this is a dark thing? Why is it on? Was it last week or the week before?
Yeah, it was.
We're like, why is this here?
And it's like, it was at a show.
As soon as I saw this, I'm like, oh, of course, Brandy. We need to see our Brandy, the royal family, nightmare.
And
oh, God.
And they've snuck up 3 wins now as a tag team. It's just been so much of like, you can see the thinking in real time. It's like, Nightmare Family. Hang on, let's rethink this a bit here, right? Cody distanced himself from it all. QT and Ali. Hey, let's put them together. Fuck, that was way too fast. Like, hey, bleed it out a little bit. Give it the mainstream. And this is something else. This is one of those things. I love AEW because solid wrestling. Solid wrestling. I love the storytelling. But there are things that obviously that I don't like because it's not perfect to me. One of the things is the fact that they insist that we follow all these streams of social media to get the whole picture. I don't watch BTE. I watch it very, very, very rarely. I get to,
Same.
You know what I mean? I don't see that, so a lot of that misses me, right? I don't watch. I don't follow half of them on Instagram, so I don't see their stories, and I don't watch. There's another one too. You know what I mean? Like I just started watching Dark, so now I'm getting that angle of it. So now it's kind of like what it's all kind of like slap, 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 and WWE not any better. I'm not trying to say it's that versus this, right? I'm just saying this is one element of the show that I just doesn't click with me, right? I agree with a lot of the show, but this element of the show just does not click with me.
Yeah, like they fill in the gaps for us. Dynamite's the show. That's the one you've got to show everyone's watching, so fill it out.
Exactly, right here. So Taryn chiming in here like, this is great. This is good because we need that. As a female, I think it's potential, but it's being done for the wrong reasons right now. And it's just like, bro, man, like it just, if there was more tag teams that were together, right? Like Britt and Swole would be a tag team, but Britt can't wrestle right now. So what's that going to be? You know what I mean? If there's other female tag teams in here that, you know what I mean? Like, let me know. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Yeah.
Well, like I say, it feels like it's just for Brandy. Just so Brandy can win. And Ali's just like, she's lucky that she's the one who's going to be stood next to her at the time. I think that's what it feels like.
She's along for the ride, man. She's along for the ride. But it's good for Ali because it's good. It puts a spotlight on Ali because she was doing great. This must be why they pulled her away from Butcher and the Blade because I thought that was working. Wasn't that?
And she still called the bunny on Instagram, Ali. Well, confusingly.
Yeah. Well, she's been Bunny forever, right? Like, so she's been like the demon and the bunny with her Rosemary. Been forever.
Right. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
Right.
So she's been taking that forever. But now with this whole thing that they're bringing in with Butcher and the Blade, I thought that was fitting good. I mean, they don't, they could just have her on the side and she could get involved in some single stuff. That's a good That's a good group right there, faction. You know what I mean? That could be dominating because she's a great wrestler. I like her style. I liked her since Impact. You know what I mean?
Well, I would say she's probably up in their regards. Like they obviously like her, so that's why they've dragged her away. That's why they put her with them two at first because they made a big entrance. But it's like now they're putting her with a true star of the show, Brandy Rhodes, obviously.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Lisa's banging right here. Exactly, it's a good idea in theory. The women's tag team tournament for a cup would be awesome, but now we're going to be introduced to teams. You know what I mean? And we see it all the time. Like look at. In WWE, we got Shinsuke and we have Cesaro. Here we have Hangman, and we've got, you know what I mean? Like, the whole thing is just kind of like there's teams being put together that you'd be like, okay, cool. So these guys are a team now. You know what I mean? Like, where's the?
Yeah. So Terry and Lee's made great points there, but like you say, it's just been like thrown together because there'll be no established teams really, apart from the start of the show, Brandy Rhodes, obviously.
Well, because
the greatest thing about
hitting it home that they've got 4 wins already, right? They've got 4 wins. Oh, but by the way, did they also mention that it's Brandy Rhodes?
Brandy Rhodes. We love her.
Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you, man.
I pledge allegiance to Brandy Rhodes.
Well, I think we just got canceled is what happened. I think we just got lost any chance of ever appearing anywhere within anything of AEW ever. So
well, let's focus on the positives. It'll be a great platform for a lot of the women who we haven't seen yet to show what they've got. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So I'm all for that. But like you say, you just want logic. That's all we ask for.
Yeah.
It's a bit of logic, a bit of storytelling. So, but like I say, well, hopefully some new stars can be born from it who are called Brandy Rhodes.
But that's exactly it. That's exactly it, right?
We haven't bashed Cody this week. We've got to bash Brandy, surely.
Show us the faith by eliminating Brandy first in the first round.
Oh, I'd love that. That'd be so good.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny. But you said it right. That's exactly what we want. Is a little bit of logic here because AEW has so many great parts, and unlike WWE where they have these parts they don't use them, AEW is using these, and we're seeing great matches every week. Is a pay-per-view level show where I'm just so into it that I'm just excited to review it with you. You know what I mean? Like I'm excited to talk about it because I had such a good time watching it, and that's what we're seeing. Yeah. But we just want to see a little bit more of those connections, I get it that we're seeing a whole lot of dream indie matches in Jungle Boy is now taking on Chris Jericho this week, or you know what I mean? We're seeing MJF is now taking on Cody, or random matches that we're just kind of seeing thrown together, and you're like, okay, he's heel, he's face. That's why they're facing each other. Where's the build? Give us a little bit of a build, because as much as I say there's so many talking segments, I don't like talking segments in wrestling. If you're going to come to the ring, fight, right? But if there's a promo backstage, or if it's a segment like a skit or a scene or something, I'm all for that, man. And that's why I really liked what WWE did for a while, where the pay-per-views would have these killer promos or skits backstage that would put the show together. And so that's what I was kind of just missing with AEW is I want to see more of those, man. I want to see more of that kind of stuff. We're seeing all this awesome wrestling, and it's just just a little bit of the what do you want to call it? The glue, I guess, or the sand in between, the pebbles in between the big rocks, right? Yeah, exactly. We ain't getting a talent pass on the whammy now. Goodbye. Taryn is just stop talking. Quit saying what you're saying, Des. We love Brandy. Damn it, we love Brandy.
No, we love it so much, which is why we're allowed to pull it apart. Well, I mean, no one's giving us the right to, but we also have got we can do it. We love it, so we're allowed to pick it apart because we want it to be even better, don't we? So when they make mistakes to us, we're allowed to pick it apart. But obviously, majority, 90% of the things we say about this show in whole, is positive. I'm so glad AEW exists. And like I say, we're bashing Cody a lot more from his ego standpoint and that, but he is one of the founding fathers, and I will be forever grateful that AEW exists. I adore it. I love it. Like I say, it's the reason we're talking right now. You know what I mean? It's so, yeah. So get us on Triple Banner.
yeah, exactly. Without AEW,
but we love it. I love it.
Exactly.
I love it, yeah.
Wouldn't have our friends here without AEW. So
but I just feel like Brandy Rose is being shoehorned in, because she goes out with one of the bosses. It's can I do something? It's well, you tried.
To be a star, right? We all want to be a star, but it's just bro, you gotta it just seems forced. It just feels.
Let it be natural, yeah. It always seems forced. They tried this Nightmare Collective, didn't work. Right, we'll give us something else. Just relax, take your time. There's no rush for the rest of your life.
I don't see anybody. I don't see Facebook groups. I don't hear comments on the YouTube on Dark. I don't hear people clamoring on Twitter. Where the fuck is Brandy? Where the fuck is Brandy? You know what I mean? We need more Brandy on the show. If there is, please tell me. Oh my gosh, if I'm off base here, please somebody straighten me out, okay?
Well, have I ever heard anyone talking about it? It's exactly what we just said about it being fat, Cody. Well, that's it. If anyone talks about Brandy, it's she feels forced. That's all anyone ever seems to talk about. But it's relax, get over. That the beauty of it is get over naturally. Wait till something happens, or you do something that people are on board with, and go with it.
Yeah, if she comes out, if Cody's having a match and Brandy comes out for a save, and there's a massive pop, then go with that. And I get there's no audience right now, but Twitter, use trends. Anyway, sorry, the wrestling raconteur here. What's wrong with being a manager? It's the same thing when Lana became a wrestler. It's not necessary for everybody to be on the card. Exactly. There's nothing wrong with you could be so many part of a show. Look at Paul Bearer. Look at Luna Vachon. Look at
look at Jay the Snake. Look on AEW. Some of the managers are well over.
Oh man, yeah, so well over, man. So well over. Tully, man, Arn. Well, Arn, but I mean Arn's being used. I love Arn, but I don't love Arn. It's a love-hate with Arn. I don't know. Just leave it at that. Inner Circle, we got Chris Jericho with the most expensive orange smelling jacket now on television. And oh my gosh, man, I love that. I love that they just keep this thing around. I can't imagine that thing's comfortable to wear. You know, I imagine it's got like a real stick to it now. But it's good on them for keeping this going. Inner Circle. Inner Circle's got more going on tonight. We'll come up with that for sure. With their match, the main event, obviously, with them taking on Jurassic Express. But man, these guys again, dude, they do it for me, man. It just happens for me, man. This is exactly what should be happening right now with a faction, with a heel faction in wrestling. And if anybody wants to disagree with me, fight me now. You know, fight me now. Find me in Miami next October.
It's a fun, but always funny and serious. You know what I mean? They can come across as legit, but always make you smile and laugh. And that line about, he's not really a dinosaur. Sorry, kids. You know, like he's breaking Santa's not real to him and stuff. I like that. And then when he asked him, does it still smell? And he's like, yeah. Damn it. Storms off like a little brat. I loved it. Oh, my. Jericho.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, it's good stuff, man. It's definitely good stuff there. Then we see Young Bucks are walking backstage. And what happens? Bam! We bust into what was a very, very, very awesome hardcore match. Butcher and Blade looking like Mr. Clean the sort of the origin story of Mr. Clean. I think that's what we're gonna get. Is he's gonna get thrown into a vat of something. He's gonna come out totally bald, and he's gonna be the new Mr. Clean. Because I just saw a lot of that in this match. But so physical here. The bell rang in the kitchen. I got crazy action. This was insane. You know what I mean? Like an insane match in this kitchen. Starts off in the kitchen. They get slammed on these tables. And I love that Tony Khan owns the place, right? I love that they have their own building to just destroy. So you don't got to really worry about bills and people coming back to you like, hey, that arena we were in 2 months ago came back to us with a bill for blah, blah, blah. No, this is all their stuff. So it's like, fuck it, right? Just fuck it. Crazy hardcore match, man. That flip Matt did out of the back of that truck. When they threw him into the back of that semi truck, I was like, okay, cool, right? Like, they're really tossing these guys around, like, holy shit. But when he like ran and then flipped, I'm just like, oh my god, yes, man. There was that huge I am the table moment there. That table just would not break, man. Butcher not going through that thing at all. That table totally no sold. I loved it, man. I had a ball with this match. Oh god, man. When as soon as I saw the escalator and I saw Blade kind of walking towards it, immediately I got these brutal goosebumps. I started cringing because I've seen clips online of people falling on escalators, you know what I mean? And I've tripped on one once in my life, and there's nothing in this world that's more unforgiving than the steal of an escalator, man. So as soon as I thought, I was like, even if he takes the super kick party, the double super kicks, and has to fall back himself, I was like, I guarantee you he's going to grab that railing, man. I wouldn't just, you know what I mean, and bump onto escalators.
They're like teeth, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's it, right? And so it's like, amazing double team moves on both sides. Blade getting that BTE trigger, man. That is probably my new favorite move in wrestling. I like a lot of moves, but that BTE trigger where they're just both holding his hands and it's like, bang, man. Oh god, I could watch that over and over again. That could be a GIF for when my cell phone rings, and I would call myself all day long just to watch that video. I swear to God. Great double table setup there for the finish, man. Massive stereo elbows for the pin. I love this match from front to end, and just really gave me a lot of what I wanted in wrestling, in a fight, in a backstage segment. We got to see just crazy stuff from both sides, and it was fun, man. It was just fun. What do you got on this one, man?
It was awesome. I enjoyed every second of this. I loved how at the beginning they're looking for him, and the Butcher and the Blade. It's like in the 80s when you were like a wrestler and your gimmick was like a job that you did as well. That they go in the kitchen and they're there just butchering and blading some meat up. And I loved that. I loved it. How good did the Butcher look in the apron? He should wrestle in that all the time.
Yeah.
That looks so good because I love the new white look in that, but that looks awesome. I think this is the best Butcher and the Blade have looked. Yeah. I thought this were great. Like you say, backstage, you used all the surroundings and environment really well. Like everything that went past, they hit each other off. And that senton, when they put the tray underneath, like you say, that table didn't give. That must have sucked to take. That must have sucked. That would, like you say, fantastic. When he flipped out the choke, I was like, whoa, that's the floor, a long way down. They better catch you what you've done.
Yeah.
Oh, and you see that when they actually got back in the ring, because I like the escalator spot like you're on about. It was kind of good, just though he's a bit knocked out, just going out of shot. And they come back later. But you see that when Nick Jackson were on they had two tables outside the rings, didn't they, leaning up against the barriers? and Nick Jackson were on one, and Blade did the dive. Nick Jackson moved, but the Blade just crashed and burned. He missed Nick. He missed the table and just boom. He slammed so hard. It was like, dude, it was so fun. What a fantastic match.
Man,
what a fantastic match. This put them both teams over great. There were no sort of losers here. It took a lot to finish Butcher and the Blade. And like you say, the two tables on the stage, jumping off the scaffolding effectively. What a great finish. And like I say, I genuinely think this is the best Butcher and the Blade have looked. And I feel, even though they lost, they feel a lot more legit now to me. So it's just another one in that tag mix. The tag division's awesome anyway. But these, I feel like it elevated them in defeat. Because it was so fun, this match. So good. Like you said, Dynamite's awesome. How good is Dynamite? Right. Pay-per-view every week. I love it. I've missed Dynamite. You had these little mini pay-per-views. It's like, no, get the weekly show back on, please. That's where the magic happens. Man, I love it so much. Totally. This was awesome. Yeah, every second of this was fantastic. Down.
How long before Walter starts spritzing himself with orange juice?
Probably already has.
Cologne for himself. Exactly. That's awesome. I'm gonna trip Dez on the escalator when we're traveling for the whammy.
Make sure you film it. I want to see that.
Please
get him drunk enough, he'll fall himself.
Or I'll keep myself up, right? Just like whoa. There we go. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, Blue Wilder on the show here. That's awesome, man. Peace be with you there.
Love you, Blue.
Yeah, love you, brother, man.
Call these beautiful people joining in with us. Yes, Terran. Fucking Wankers area, you bastard.
Oh, man.
You mentioned that on Terran and Des show, didn't you? You're funny, man. You let me laugh, you.
Jeez. Tell you, man, we have a good time, man. We have a good time. We got to keep keeping the go show rolling here. Keep the going rolling. We go backstage and we see Lance Archer, and he is destroying the locker room full of jobbers. It was just like, it was a thing almost like where you're watching a video game, a wrestling video game from the early 2000s, and you're just seeing all these these creative wrestler guys just coming out of nowhere at you. Just left, right, left, bang, bang, bang. Dude gets thrown through the ceiling tile. Oh my God.
That was awesome. That was great.
Picked up by his belt loop there. I love it. Just holding the one dude, opens the trash can. I was like, no, he drops him right in it, man. Oh, man. It was so good. This is Lance Archer being Lance Archer. That's what it was. I loved it.
Well, I like the setup as well, because it was just walking with an incredibly sweaty Jake Roberts. He was like soaked, like he'd been swimming. But then he was like, he wanted an interview. He's like, just see what I'm about. I'll show you. And then just storms in. So he wasn't even going there originally. He storms in, and I've just wrote, Lance Archer kills 4 people. Because he just threw them up. That one through the ceiling tile. It won't hurt that much to take it. They're only made out of foam. But it looked awesome. And like you say, when he dumped him in the bin, he wasn't shy about it. He launched him in there, man. This were fantastic. I thought it looked great until at the end when they were so intense, they were whispering, which I wouldn't have minded if I could actually hear what the hell he was saying.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was like he was having some sort of seizure. But I mean, he got so excited. But I loved it. It looked like a beast. It looked like a beast. And them guys are all sore, even though it only lasted a couple of minutes. They're sort of there. But yeah, what were Jake up to, man? They were so wet.
That was awesome, man. That was awesome. So then, of course, we went into...
You're well zoned out then.
I've got to make this... I cut into this thing. I realized we did not get a title for this next one. Wow.
Oh, very professional. Ladies and gentlemen, if you just like to look over there a second while we're...
Yeah, just grab a drink for a second here while we bang. There we go. Ivory taking on Diamante, which was a match that I was... And this, me and Lise kind of... I discussed this with her during when it was going on. In the group chat, I think it was too there. When this match was announced, I was so excited. I was like, yo, man, this is going to be a good one. I'm really excited there. I want to see this, right? And all of a sudden during the match, it reminded me of something you would see on Velocity back in the day, or one of the, when you would see 2 jobbers wrestling and they wanted to push a different story and they would have an interview, or they would, you know what I mean? They would cut away from the match. They cut away and they gave it a picture with this picture-in-picture for Big Swole to come out and cut a promo. And I'm like, what faith is this in Ivelisse and Diamante to entertain us if they're not even the focus of this 10 minutes they have on the program. Hey, I'm a fan of Big Swole, okay? I love Big Swole. Second I saw her, I'm like, Big Swole. Like, that was what it was. And I've liked what she's been doing with Baker, and I like the fact that we've talked about this to fucking beat it to death every single week, that they fucking need to they pump the brakes on this, okay? They're not going to be able to fight right away, and unless they're going to throw Reba in right away, like in the next week or two, if Reba's not going to get involved physically with Swole, they need to pump the brakes on this and find a reason to keep them. Don't even find a reason. Fuck, it's AEW. Just don't put them on TV for a week or two. That's all you have to do here. Because now we know Big Swole is a thing with Baker. We know Brit Swole is a thing. That's that one we'll call Brit Swole. Good slip of the tongue there, turned into an actual hashtag. Brit Swole. Why take away from this match? It was a decent match, man. Physical match, man. Those slaps, it was great. I liked it there. A good back and forth Diamante roll up. I thought Ivelisse was going to win it, man. I would have lost my house on that fucking match. If I could have watched it. Thanks, AEW.
Well, that's why I got this. I thought that was so disrespectful. They were just literally talking about, oh, these are two future stars. These are two people you need to pay attention to. But let me pay attention to them then. Don't make them tiny in the corner while you... Big Swole, oh, I'm going to fight Britt Baker. I don't mind waiting. Well, then wait till this match is over before telling us then.
I would have waited, yeah.
You know, like, it could have been any time during the show, or like you say, not all. She could have posted this on YouTube since I think we watch everything they put out anyway. But I just thought that was so disrespectful. But the main thing about this, I just feel like Diamante and Ivelisse, they're destined to be a tag team for the Cup. Like, when we saw them last week stood at ringside, they were stood together. They both wear the hat, the bandana. I thought they were a tag team when I first saw them. Yeah. So I feel like they're just destined to have a couple of matches so that we know who they are and then put them together. So that's one more legit tag team alongside the greatest wrestler of all time, Brandy Rhodes, and the blonde girl who stands next to her. You know, but... Sorry, I might have gone a bit... But yeah, I feel like it's a way to just give us a team that we'll already recognise. You know what I mean?
Christ, throwing them up on the cross here tonight. Jesus, man. Jesus.
Yeah, no one give me... Yeah.
Swole model. I like that. Swole model's cool.
Yeah, why ain't that a thing? Well said, at least. Why don't you play pushing that? That'd be great. Well, but yeah, we didn't need it. Oh, cheers. You're not too bad yourself, Terran.
Man,
but yeah, so...
I would have loved to see Swole after the match. I would have loved to see that promo happen right after if you're going to put it in there, like you said, or just like because they assume we watch everything. Fuck, I love you so much, Dean. I can't even keep myself together this week, man. I'm wearing you on my shirt. I feel you on my heart now. I should just get this tattooed on my chest.
If I can keep myself together looking at that hat, you've got to, up it up. You're supposed to be the professional one.
Small hats are reigning here on the show here. Small hats are reigning.
Small hat or big head, you decide. Yeah,
there we go. Right.
Swole.
Swole. Ivelisse versus Diamante. I shouldn't have even made that. Like, maybe that's why I didn't even make it a graphic, is because it wasn't even a match. It should have just said Big Swole promo featuring match.
With it being a roll up, it protected Ivelisse, didn't it?
Yeah.
So
but that's it.
So I think that's what.
Let's let them wrestle. I'd love to see for them to wrestle, but keep very good, like the rapport, like hugging, handshaking afterwards, because they both know like there's a respect here, and then have to be like, yo, why are we fighting each other? Let's fight them. You know what I mean?
That's it. So you just give Ivelisse the win back next time, so the one of each.
Yeah, we're gonna put these. We're gonna get like a Teespring. Put these up on the DEC one, whatever we got to do here, because we got to get this one, and we got to get a bunch of other shirts made here. I
think you look quite good in it, Terry. I think you look quite good in that shirt. I won't lie. That can be close to your heart then.
Bang. Dean on everybody's heart. It'll just be a picture of Dean right here, like an actual photo of Dean. I fucking love it, man.
I love
it, Dean. Honestly, man. Honestly, it's good stuff. And then, of course, so we see this. This is cool now. This is where we're seeing the tag team division, stories from the tag team division being told in singles format here. Hangman Page, one half of the tag team champions with Kenny Omega, taking on 5 of the Dark Order, with all of the Dark Order in attendance there, standing in the back there. I think that was really cool. I like that look. They have that stage there. They have the dudes in the back. It looks really imposing. Of course, Hangman not bowing into any of that shit. I love seeing Hangman wrestle. I wasn't hot on Hangman in ROH, but when he came in here, I was like, Hangman, really? He must be a really good friend of theirs. Like, he must be good if he's hanging with the elite. If he's elite, he must be good. Great to see him in singles action. I fucking love now watching him wrestle here. I am all in that cowboy shit, man. You give me a fucking rattlesnake and I will fucking take the venom out. pour it into a fucking cowboy boot, pour some whiskey in that bitch, stir it up, and fucking chug that all day long, man. Riding bareback. That motherfucking thing, I'm serious. Cowboy shit. Cowboy shit, man. That's my life now. Little fucking fedoras here, little straw hats, talking cowboy shit here. I guess it's not a little hat. You're right. I fucking just have a big head. But damn, man, Hangman pretty handily won this one. He was, you know what I mean? Like there was a good back and forth, like we've talked about in the past. It's never a full-on squash unless it's somebody who should be squashing somebody. Great singles match. Wasn't much of a struggle though for Hangman. Damn that fucking. After the match here, man, I love that fucking Brody Lee, man, is looking massive. This guy is just looking so good. It makes you forget that he was ever Festus. Who the fuck was it? Luke Harper. Luke Harper. In WWE, man, because when you give people the creative control, when you give them a reason to give a shit and direction they can take and feel and believe in themselves, it's like, Dean, I want you to play John the Baptist. And you're like, John the Baptist? You look more like John the Baptist. Why wouldn't I be Jesus Christ? And I'm like, oh, no, I want to be Jesus Christ. I'm going to force it. I'm going to force myself to be Jesus. I'm going to force you to be John the Baptist. It's like, no, man, I'm your fucking Baptist for life, man. For life. It's about knowing your role, right? It's about knowing your role and knowing your strengths, man. And Brody Lee's
who knows the character better than the wrestler himself?
But that's it. But that's exactly it. That's exactly it. He's making a plea for Hangman to join up with them. Like, and I love that line. You know, I just don't know if I'm ready to join a cult right now. Oh, you could see it in Brody Lee's face. You could just see it like, you know what? Fuck you, man. He's just like, we're done. We're done here. He throws the microphone down. 6 the boys on him. 4-on-1 for Hangman. Oh, my God. And I love that FTR came out first, man. FTR coming out to save him first. And then Kenny runs out. He's like, shit. Like, Kenny's like, fucking these. I didn't know there was a fucking race. But where was Kenny, though, right? It should have been almost Kenny being out there. You know what I mean? As soon as Dark Order was out 5-1 or whatever the fuck it was, where was his partner, right? And I think that they can make a definite case for that. So we saw, of course, Omega comes out, separates FTR and Hangman. Hangman takes the beer because it's like a fucking beer after a match. Hell yeah, I earned this, man. And I think that the differences between him and Kenny, it's so tough because they're so good. And this is the story they're telling, is they're so good they're not losing the belts, right? They're not losing the titles, but they're not fucking gelling either, man. It's not working. So it's like, where's the budge going to happen here? I love it. I just love it, man.
Yeah, we're really good to see Hangman back in singles action.
Yeah,
he's a future AEW champion, isn't he?
Oh, he is, man. He is.
He's a future champion. He's fantastic. Guns. He's so good. Like, hit so hard, and like you say, 5 did well. You know, some good selling from him. I feel like it were a bit. I thought he did well in the match, but it undermined him a bit that how it were finished, because he finished him with like some sort of weird delayed pop-up powerbomb rather than an established finisher like the Buckshot Lariat or like the Deadeye or whatever. So I thought that sort of took away from him a bit, you know. But like when they first come out of the Dark Order and they're all there like 10 and 7.5 or whatever, and there were no Brody Lee, were they originally? And like, so I thought, no Colt. So when he come out with Colt, it's like they're going for Colt. Colt obviously is not his right hand man because that's what Stu Grayson and Huey Luna are, but it feels like Colt's his little lapdog, like, come on. You know, but it's like I don't think they're doing Colt any favours whatsoever. They just always find a way to make him look lame, even when he's not even saying out or doing out. It's like, I feel it would have made him feel more part of it if he were with the rest of the crew, you know, 2.5 or whatever. And then had Brody Lee come back separate, you know? So I don't know, but...
Okay, so here's where we're going to differ a bit here, and here's where I like what they're doing with Colt, is that I love that he is the right-hand man of Brody Lee. He gets told first what's going on, and then he goes off, and then he tells Uno, and then he leaves with his right-hand man, and then the boys are left to do the dirty work. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of it.
Has that been established, though, that trail of, you know...
No, it hasn't. But this is just me fucking smoking too much weed and fucking making dotting lines here. You know what I mean? Dotting.
Like I said, it feels like he sent out his main two with the boys, you know, and then but also like I feel like Colt Cabana's his pet. I'm just waiting for him to just stroke his head, you know, sat in a leather chair, just stroking him with it on his lap or something.
Like a little tattoo or whatever, right? Yeah. Like his little tattoo.
Well, yeah, see where to go with it.
And I hope that doesn't happen. I hope we get to see him give those opportunities to him, and so it's not like that, right? So we'll see. We'll see how it develops.
Well, it could be good, actually, interesting, like a good dynamic within the Dark Order of maybe promoting Colt eventually above the established right-hand men.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I'd be down. Yeah, I'd be down for that.
If
You know,
he
so
like,
I've
if he
some.
like knights him, yeah. If he knights him and says, "You're the man," and everybody else is like, "What the fuck?" You know, like,
Yeah,
we've been
yeah.
earning this shit. We've been
I
getting
won't
our
mind
hands
that.
dirty.
I won't mind
Yeah.
that. But like I said, I thought it was interesting how FTR made the save. I like that. It's a good. We said as soon as we spotted it, like there, Hangman's well more in that crowd, isn't it? And that's going to create some great dimensions. Is that going to make? Is that one of the reasons why Kenny snapped last week? Does he feel like he's supposed to be Hangman's supposed to be his partner, but he doesn't even get out? You know, I don't know.
Right.
It's fun. I'm enjoying it. And Hangman,
Yeah.
before he got beat down, he stepped up, he swung at all of them, knocked them all down.
That was
Hangman's a
great.
badass man. Hangman's a
I love how
beast.
he's like, come on then, boys, like let's do
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
right?
he's a
And just
beast.
started
I love
fighting.
him.
Yeah, man. He's
I
an
love
absolute
him.
beast, man. Absolute
Awesome,
beast.
he is. Awesome. Future champion. He can take belt off Cody for me if you want. If you don't want to get him that main belt, yeah.
Oh man, Hangman be cool, yeah.
If they lose the tag belts eventually to say, you know, FTR,
yeah,
or whoever.
Like start off with Lucha Bros and work it down the line, pass it around like a bag of fucking cookies. You know what I mean? But I see Colt being the prince of the Dark Order, in the way that the King would say, "Okay, everybody, do my dirty work. Me and my son, me and my chosen one, are gonna fucking stand up here while you get your hands dirty. Oh, by the way, I'm leaving the succession of my kingdom to my son." Not anybody who's earned it and feels like, even Stu. This is why I'm fucking waiting for Stu and Uno to be like, what the fuck is this? Like, we started this bullshit here. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
we brought, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you were supposed to be the leader from the beginning or whatever. There was always supposed to be this hidden leader, but man, we did the work from day one here. You got to fuck off, right?
Yeah, I think Stu Grayson's too good for Dark Order, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. Still wild to think we watched Hangman and Kenny win those titles. It's fucking always, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. We were there live for that Dynamite on the boat. That was ace. That was one of the highlights. When it comes to the wrestling, that was definitely the highlight, wasn't it, when it came to the wrestling itself?
Yeah.
The rest of it, we're partying with you and Ted in the atrium at 9 a.m. in the morning while everyone's getting up for breakfast and we're stinking of booze.
Bingo videos and shit. Man, I remember that too. Even Mike brought that up too. He was like, man, I remember because I woke up and you were still drinking in the atrium. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, we had to leave the atrium because, like, there was, like you say, they're setting up for bingo because it's like 10 o'clock in the morning and we're just shouting at the bar.
Well, it was becoming late enough in the day that we could go to other bars to drink. That's how brutal it got, man.
Yeah, because they'd opened again.
Yeah, because they'd opened again, man. Oh, dude, I love that shit.
I remember that day because I was walking up the stairs to my room. I thought I best get changed or something. You know when like someone talks about you, but they think they're being quiet, but you can clearly hear them. And I walked past and oh my god, that guy is so drunk. He stinks of booze.
Like,
and I'm like, a good job I'm so drunk. That'd be a low point. If I was sober, that'd be a low point. But I'm not. So you enjoy it. You enjoy your vacation. I'm going to enjoy mine. Get a double, sir. Double.
Going
well,
so nose blind to booze. Go so nose blind to booze that you're just like, fuck it, right? Like, oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh man. Yes, we need.
Well, I will say with this, I took one little nitpick with, because you got to pick out the flaws in AEW. To book the book matches too quick. It's official, it's in. After we had that, so the instant that segment were over, we had Dark Order versus the tag champs for the belts. Oh, it's just been made official. It's like what that.
It happens later.
It was literally a second ago. It should be a little later. Give it. Put your next segment on. Or what? A couple of minutes later. By the way, Tony said he's going to book it. They do it a bit quick. Like obviously, it was always the plan.
Yeah.
But don't make it seem that way. You know, make it feel more organic.
It happened later in the show too, when they're like, "Tony's just announced. Tony Khan just said." It's like, okay, he's eager as fuck, but there's got to be a way to, you know what I mean? Like, let's draw it out
just a little bit. Yeah.
Let us
20 seconds will do.
Yeah, and that's it. That's exactly it. Yeah, it was exactly. It's just like, it's too hard and fast, man. Hangman, of course. Hangman versus Kenny feud. Take my money. Least exactly. Here's Blue. Hangman, Kenny feud for the AEW World Title. Damn, man. That'd be a fucking... Damn. I'm all in for that shit.
That's going to happen eventually. Going to happen eventually.
No, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Which brings us, where are we going next here from the Hangman versus 5 here? We go into the main event.
Main event.
Which, man, I tell you, fucking me and Walter are the biggest fans in the world of Jurassic Express. Just kidding. It's obviously Chris Jericho. We're big Inner Circle marks. But this match, man, we love the Inner Circle here on the show. We love Jurassic Express, especially because, man, these guys are just fucking fun as hell. Rad story being told here with these two. Just so many groups and so many moving parts, but each one of them is just kind of weaving together. And I did not realize how fucking tall Jake Hager was until he stood up next to fucking and started dwarfing Luchasaurus. I'm like, what? I washed my hands first because I wasn't wearing pants, and when I'm not wearing pants, stuff happens anyways. But fucking Jake Hager is tall, man. And then right here in my notes, why do I love big men so much? I don't get it, man.
I marked out when them two got in the ring together and started knocking the hell out of each other. I was like, I was buzzing.
No, that was insane, man. Insane, man. And I Jurassic Express, man. They were the only group on the cruise that I actually went down and got autographs from. I waited fucking in line to get my group shot with them, and I stepped on fucking Jungle Boy's foot. I felt really cool about that. So I'm a fucking mess, dude. I'm a fucking mess. I wasn't exactly like the soberest guy either, but yeah, it was fun.
Really?
But yeah, really. Yeah, I don't know, man. Fucking just pickled, man. Called me Pickled Rick, because that's what I was on that boat. But like I said, watching Hager in AEW, it's just like he's a new man. He's nothing like Jack Swagger. He's so intense. He uses this MMA influence, and he's just so like those strikes, like, okay, you're fucking gonna go down for a second here now. You know what I mean? Like, you're going down. Like, that's awesome, man.
Nice.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm a big bitch. I love that stuff. But honestly, though, I had a lot of time. But this was such good storytelling. Chris in the ring here. I like that black and blue gear. That's super cool, by the way. Can't wait to see it on Walter next week. That's going to be great.
Probably already got it today.
Yeah, but that double DDT there from Jungle Boy to both Hager and Jericho, man. You know, like, these are just big spots, big moments that are highlighted by great storytelling. Like, the match itself was awesome. It was the right pacing. Jungle Boy, sweet Hurricane Rana out of the ring, getting tossed out, like hitting Santana right into Ortiz there. And then, man, like, this match was great. It had so many big things here. Luchasaurus hitting those fucking massive combos on Jericho. That could not have been fun, man. Those were some kicks there, and Chris just being Chris is fucking awesome as hell. Just taking them, just like, yeah, I can put my hands up, but what's up? Blast right in the, you know what I mean? Like, eesh. And that super kick, man, like, this was super physical. And I know it's super cliche to say, it was a physical match. Oh yeah, real Donnybrook. You know what I mean? No, it was fucking really a physical match. I liked it a lot. We saw Serpentico interfering. Thought that was cool. Jericho hit the Code Breaker for the win. Code Breaker, good to see that one coming back here as a finisher. That's awesome. And of course, we saw the unmasking of Serpentico after the fight, after that sweet, was a shooting star. Thought that was awesome.
That's when I knew it was Sammy, when he did that at that beautiful shooting star. Because I thought, obviously, when he came, you're like, oh, this is a Sammy Guevara replacement while he's off TV. But then as soon as he did that, I'm like, no, it's Sammy, innit? And then obviously the reveal and that. Great to have him back.
It was like, okay, Serpentico, like, we're just gonna fucking bring up everybody from Dark now. Like, holy shit, right? This is a good way to fucking bring up somebody from Dark, bring him into the Inner Circle. That's a fucking promotion and a fucking $1.5 million, right? You know, that's crazy. That's like fucking starting a pro wrestling league in the Arctic and then having Chris Jericho shout you out on fucking Instagram or something. It just doesn't happen, right? You know what I mean? Like, that's just crazy shit. But yeah, Sammy Guevara's back after 30 days. And some people are already saying, is that enough? Blah, blah, blah. Is this? I think it is, man. I think Sammy, it was, they made a move they had to suspend him for a time. He did his course. He's done his time. He's already made the apologies. Sasha and him. It was stupid. It was classless. It was done. He's paid his due. How long is he supposed to, like, suffer? And
it's not worth losing a career over. Like, you know, say he's made a mistake. He's like, yeah, we're a young man. He made a mistake. I think it's fine. All the speaking out movement, there were lots of some horrible things, but there's some stuff that, like, say, it's got to be leveled out. And I think he'll have learned from his mistakes. And I'm glad he's gone through what his sensitivity training, and I'm glad to see him back. And he hopefully can be better than ever, because I love the guy. He's awesome. Yeah. And everyone deserves you know what I mean? Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone deserves a second chance. Yeah. If you learn from a mistake, a negative becomes a positive. So that's what we'll focus on.
And that's it. It's not like it came out. It's not like that news came out about Sammy's old tweet. You know, that really bad, shitty attempted joke or whatever he was trying to do for, you know, like that comment he made. It's not like that came out, and then fucking 40 or 50 people or even anybody else came out afterwards and said, "Oh yeah, he still does that shit today." You know what I mean?
Mm.
He's a different person, man. He's grown, and especially when people are growing, and this is from somebody who's done a lot of really awful shit in their life. I've grown a lot, and if people keep bringing
Same.
up my fucking past sins for what I've done, then I mean, why the fuck am I growing here, man? You know what I mean? Like, I don't. That sounds really petty, and I'm just gonna fucking take my ball and go home. But like, really, man, you don't fucking berate people. Like, look at what they're doing now. See what they're doing now in their life. What they're doing to society now with their voice now, and judge them on that. You know? I don't know. Maybe I'm going out here. Maybe I'm off base. But I think we just lost all of our viewers, and they're all our friends, so that's really fun. Just kidding. But yeah, no, honestly, man, I'm glad it's great to see Sammy back here. And as somebody, like I said, we all deserve second chances, so I'm really happy to see him.
Yeah, it's
really
a fun match. I really like this. Like I say, a lot of the story was showing that Hager and Jericho were in control for a lot of it. Like, they are the more dominant, better team. A lot of it were like either working over Luchasaurus so you could get the Jungle Boy hot tag, or vice versa. And then, Lucha went on a nice tear. Like I said, double DDT were great. But I thought it was a really fun match. I like the finish, like say, with interference, because like it still protects Luchasaurus. It's good that you can protect someone in defeat, and it didn't feel like forced. That it's like, oh, that's why, it's obvious to try to protect him, but no, this worked. And what nice reveal! What a good way to end the show. This was a fantastic show. This show was awesome.
Yeah,
all of it,
exactly.
Apart from putting Big Swole in the middle of that match. That were great.
Man, let me tell you, they really it's the Big Swole hour here. You know what I mean? It's the Big Swole hour. But it's, they're only promoting Big Swole. They're only pushing Big Swole so that she can have enough clout and have enough of this behind her and fan support and this career behind her, that so she'll finally be worthy to face off against Brandy Rhodes in the first ever Women's Championship for the AEW Brandy Rhodes Championship. It's going to happen.
The best in the world championship, yeah. The most relevant and important person in wrestling championship. Yep. Can't wait. Stick the nightmare badge on it for good measure.
Exactly.
Yes. I don't know. Let's not end on a somber note like that, you know what I mean? But I love Brandy not against her as a person. It's just like, stop forcing yourself on my TV, man. I like how she wasn't even here, but the fact that this cup has got it so much that's what it's for, that she didn't even have to be here, but she's like the focus. But yeah, man. Overall, let's get back to the positive. Fantastic over 4 out of 5 show. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
No, I thought this was excellent. Back to true form of Dynamite, like you said. Just super enjoyable. I love it. And right away, they set up the 10-man tag next week. Inner Circle taking on Jurassic Express and the Best Friends. Gonna be more awesome wrestling, man. I just can't fucking wait, man. Like,
we forgot to mention, didn't we? We forgot to mention that obviously Orange Cassidy came out and they were chased off, weren't they? About their best friends and stuff. And then, like you say, we got that announced at 5v5, which, yes, please. Some of that.
Yeah, exactly. Best friends come out. OC chases off Inner Circle. Yeah, and they give the middle fingers. I love that too. I love that feel. That sort of, it's a more teenage adult, feel. Edgier feel than the PG product for kids, right? So you got the whole, bang, everybody's giving off the fingers at the end there. That's awesome.
And like I say, multiple feuds can go on at the same time. It's not like everyone's just kept in a bubble together. Lacey, the genius.
The best wrestler around, right. No denying it. This is exactly it. Holy shit.
We love you, Brandy, honestly. We love you. We do. I just get out of bed and it just happens. Now, it has been washed and conditioned today. I only do it before the show.
And you use the old Pert Plus, right? The 2-in-1.
Sexy, I dress so fresh, so clean, clean. Yeah, it's been conditioned, Terran. It smells absolutely gorgeous. Line up, ladies. You can have a smell if you want. Come smell me hair.
Hey, seriously, what we should do we'll put up our Patreon and we'll have one tier, and if you pay $50 a month, we'll give you an inch of this guy's hair. Fucking an inch of his hair, like one hair.
All right, one hair. I want to say you're not cutting me hair. I've had one haircut in 6 years that other week. Now I'm not cutting it for another 6 years. You may have one individual strand, but hopefully we don't get too many.
Did you keep the hair you cut off?
I actually did, yeah. I was walked in
Then
weird
we'll
and
sell that
strange.
shit.
They are the
Boom.
actions of a lunatic. That is like my hair memoirs of a maniac. But I actually did. I've got it in a drawer because it was so like when I cut it, I was like, oh, my baby. So I dare let it go. Hopefully someone don't make like some warped voodoo doll out of it and start stabbing me by Dean's hair. No. But individual strands and an inch of. Yes. What's the show turned into? What's the show turned into?
I did keep the hair. It's in a drawer. Okay.
My secret. Like,
Oh,
in a drawer. I can't just leave it outside. Love it. And I cut your hair, Dean. Don't know. What do I get in return? That'd be pretty good.
All right. Well, this conversation is going to continue after the show ends now.
On my OnlyFans. Yeah, man. Let's go.
There we go. Exactly. It's OnlyFans, except it's only Dean cutting his hair.
No, I'm not cutting it.
Updated.
I'll cut the hair that's already cut. Pre-cut hair.
Pre-cut hair. Yeah, no. We'll start it off with just the hair like dangling, and then you just cut it, snip, and it's just like pre-cut hair. Here.
$10 tip. $10 tip.
Right? $10 tip here on Triple D. All right. Well, that was the program. Like I said, we had a great fucking time watching AEW Dynamite again this week and being together here talking about it. Dean, I fucking love you so much, man.
Man, I had so much fun. I just had so much fun. And like all the wonderful people getting involved and commenting and that, like, this felt really good. I really enjoyed myself doing this as much as the show was fantastic. I probably had more fun doing this, and that's thanks to us awesome people watching. So I love it. And like you say, look out for some more content on YouTube channel soon.
Exactly, it's coming out soon. So thank you everybody for tuning in. We will see you guys next week. And I watched Dynamite live this week. Normally I don't watch Dynamite live, so I didn't get to write down all the matches or we do a preview for next week. But it's pretty big. It's going to be a pretty big banger. Why? Because we're going to review it. That's why. Awesome. You guys take care. From me and from Dean. See you guys next time.
Love you guys.